Hey, bitches.
Sup, bitches.
Hey. How's it going, everybody?
Hi, inside. Hi.
We still can't hear Dominique. She's fucking around with her mic. See, told you.
Who's here? Say hi.
Anyways, welcome, everybody. We are week 2 down. You Could Make This Place Beautiful by Maggie Smith. We are halfway through this book. It's a doozy. I like it. But anyways,
I do.
we can chat about that in a little while. Anybody have anything fun happen this week?
I got my nails done.
Ooh, that is fun. You're all
Hold on.
my nails done.
I got my nails done.
You can
Wait
like
a second.
this, like keep showing like all your nerves.
Oh, where's this hand? It's this hand.
I'm gonna go out and come back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So,
snap. Oh, snap.
yeah, they snapped off. That's right. See?
Yeah.
Wow. I've got 4 of them and they're all like bending. And
you guys hear me now?
Yay.
Oh, we hear you. Welcome, Dominique.
Oh.
Hooray. Welcome, teen. Jessica is here as well. Hello. Hello, lady. Hello, bees.
Hello.
How's everybody doing this week?
Well, lame since my nails broke.
I got my nails done, but 2 fell off, but I have to glue them back on.
Hey, what is with the first finger looking around? Like Desiree snapped just her first
I love your no. So these definitely broke, but then my middle finger over here broke, and my right thumb broke.
That reminds me of like our hollow bag.
It does.
That's what I was gonna say. You got some iridescent nails. I love those.
If your fingers like disappear if you stuck it inside one.
I'll try it.
You like Desiree eating broccoli earlier with her green screen on. Just like
okay, you weren't supposed to tell them. We were gonna make them guess what it was. That's rude. That was lame.
Anyway, let's see. This week, anything happened this week? Just working on box stuff. It's hot here, so not a whole lot. We did go outside. The kids got to like swim a little bit, but that's kind of it. I've just been busy.
We're in Palm Springs.
Palm Springs is hot.
It was hot. We were only outside to be in the pool.
Yeah,
and that was it.
That was what we did this week, except for like
that's what we do here.
And then Houston got hit on twice while I was right next to him.
Really?
My man?
Mm-hmm.
I knew it.
By a man?
Oh, yes, it's both of them, yeah. And I was like right next to him. They thought I was just probably his buffer or something. I don't know.
Beard.
His beard.
Beard? Yeah. Is that what it's called?
Nope. Oh my gosh.
Beard.
Oh, Houston. Cute face.
I don't know what
definitely gay bait.
So a guy like squeezed him. He's like
straight up touched him. Oh,
well, he did work at the clothing store. And he was like, I think I'm small. He's like, may I? And then just like squeezed his waist.
Oh. Wow.
Yes.
So were you arrested?
No, I was giggling. And then he kept, yeah, probably. And he kept bringing him shirts and stuff. He's like, oh, that looks cute. You look cute. I'm like, I need somebody to say.
She would like, my husband does look cute.
Don't bring your husband
like this one better.
Palm Springs is for gay dudes. Like everything is mid-century modern and all
that's how I like it there.
Yeah, it's perfect for you, but you can't bring your husband. Then you won't have any fun because he's gonna get all the attention. There's over there eating see-through food.
I was laughing as soon as I jumped on and realized that it was gonna do that.
Look, bitch, this is why press-ons. Or you know those like nail polish ones, the nail polish strips, you can just fucking put them on and take them off and who gives a shit?
I think that's why my 2 fell off, because we were in the pool for like not a safe amount of time, probably.
Yours isn't a gel, right? It's like a poly something. It's not like it's not the Gel X, right?
It is Gel X.
Poly gel. What?
It's Gel X.
So when you go to a nail salon, what they call Gel X is literally a glue-on fake nail. Like what she's talking about, the disposable nails, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
That's what a Gel X one is.
the material of it is a little different than a press-on. Like they're a little different.
It's a little different.
No, but they say that Gel X, so they use a gel to like put it on, but it's a gel underneath. Like they take a plastic nail, they put the gel on the nail, and that's the glue, and they put it under the light, the UV light.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they call Gel X.
Yeah, well, Gel X is an actual brand, and their actual nail tips are, I don't know what material they are, honestly.
But yours aren't like that, right? Yours are actually designed.
No,
right?
She designs them after she gels them on.
That's like what I did. These were clear. And
you see,
I have like a little gel glue, like a thick, pasty, clear one, and then I had to cure it under the light. But they stay on. So I don't know. Fuck it. Welcome.
So
I tried to do press-ons at Halloween.
What did you say, Desiree?
5 minutes.
Am I confusing?
You could always go for like the shorter press-ons too, because then you don't have to worry about like you're, hitting them and stuff. Like I hit these. Oh. This one got caught under my hair, and it just like slid right off. It was so weird. And then this one, I was like, is this bending off? And it just was off.
You know what's the worst? Is like when you go, like, I don't do my long ones anymore. But because I would shut the door and miss it, like the car door, and then instead of my fingers, it's just the nails. It's like, and then you just feel them lifting.
I reach at things. I reach and like tap, and then snap my nails all the time. And that's with my regular nails. So I try to keep these on when I can, when my nails are feeling quite brittle, because they go through like, shifts throughout the year. So they get like brittle, and then I'm like, ugh, I don't know. Or when they're like bendy.
Yeah, mine are always bendy. That's why I do nails.
Yeah, it does help.
Weak nails.
Yeah, it does help. I don't know. I haven't done these probably since last year too. I haven't done my nails in a long ass time. But anyway, very nice. Very nice. They do look cute. You gotta go get them fixed though.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. When do you guys think we want to announce next year's theme?
Oh.
Fuck that, edge them.
We're over halfway through the year.
Absolutely not. Right before they can order their calendars.
Well, we can't bring it up again. It's like we're like becoming a tease.
Why?
Yes, that's what edging is to get them to
that's what you said. I don't,
pull it back.
I didn't hear you say that.
Well,
is that what we're doing?
That's what I think we should do.
You can't have nails or gel polish at work. That's lame.
Are you a nurse?
Or medical-ish field?
I guess it depends. Yeah, like on which.
A nurse? I don't.
Wait, isn't? I can't keep my memory straight.
Or was it Melanie?
Oh, okay, so yeah, medical.
Radiology.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did discuss this before. Yeah. The memory for what other people do, and they're like,
there's a lot of you.
There's a lot of you.
Like once I get reminded, I'm like, oh yeah.
Right. Then oh yeah, we did discuss that.
Because I forget what I do half the time.
That's what I'm saying. So I can't remember what anyone else does, because I can barely remember what I'm doing.
What do I do exactly? Yeah. Anyway, well, that's
here.
No polish. I bet vacations are fun. You finally get your nails done for like a few days. Right.
Or is it like you're just over it?
Anyway, why are we not able to like finally reveal next year's theme? I don't know. I don't get it.
Why not? Keep them guessing. They can't order calendars for like 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah, but sometimes a little info is nice. Keeps people going. I don't know. I guess.
Yeah. So edge them to it. So say what you can say without saying it.
Then we should do like,
what would you say?
We could do like have like what's that thing called with Vanna White and you press
Oh my god, that would be so
Like a
funny.
Wheel of Fortune.
You gotta like buy
Yeah.
you gotta like get a letter.
Yeah.
We can pick a letter and we could like fill it out. Oh my god,
Mhm.
Dominique. That would be so funny.
RSTLNE.
Yeah, we're not giving it away though, because that gives away like half of it. So no. You get to pick one letter each week.
It's good enough,
Hangman.
right?
Right? That'd be fun.
Hangman style.
Yeah. You could do like a random person each time. Pick a letter. Oh, Desiree.
You know what? That might work.
What?
Would
I
that
can't,
if
I
they
can't with you sometimes, Desiree. And what's
Yeah.
going
What?
on over there?
Whatever
What
you
do
were
you
just
mean?
pouring was invisible.
Are you serious?
Sis. You haven't done your nails in a while? I think it's time, bitch. You need a little summer nail.
I was about to say summer, yeah.
I'm like the invisible man, all right?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm so tickled that everything over here is like, let me see if it picks this up. It's the tiniest green onion possible, guys. Like,
I love how much
now
you
you
love
know how
this.
well it works.
oh my god.
Now you know how well.
That is so funny.
But
Anyway, it's my water container that like it just looks like it doesn't have the top on it, even though like there it is. You can see
Is
that
it
there
green
a top.
top?
It is. It's like tealish.
she just brings like green plates, green cups, green forks when she comes in to eat every Sunday. Like, green
Oh my
shirt.
gosh, you guys, I'm crying. You guys are so funny. This is so funny.
She can
Now
put,
I'm gonna do this every week. I'm gonna be like, figure out what I'm holding.
And then if you win, you get to pick your letter.
Ooh.
Okay,
Now I
so
need-
speaking of winning, I don't know where that shirt is. Well, I
now
did
I need
post
fucking green.
that hold on, let's buy Des a green man suit. Right?
Like the unitard where it's just like it goes over. You just have the face.
Oh my god, have you seen it? Like there's even full face ones. Like I
Even
see this
Desiree
video.
showed up as a bacon.
Oh my god.
Remember that?
Listen, there's been some shenanigans. Woo! Go back and find that one. When was I a bacon?
That was like
Ostrich Land?
2021.
Was it Ostrich Land?
Was it
Right.
Austria? I think so. I want to say so. Something like
That
that.
sounds familiar.
It sounds
That would
like
be
it
like
would be.
March 2021, I think.
About.
It was in our old
Listen,
video.
Teen, I'll wear it.
beginning
You
video.
send it to me.
That was so funny.
Oh my god. It used to be, right? Oh, that's so funny. You guys go watch any of our like last year? When did you
Yeah.
change it?
Yeah, this year was changed. So if you
So
watch
if you go
anyone
watch
from last year,
yeah, the beginnings of our videos, it should show it. Whew.
It should show.
You
All
should
right.
be able to see me as a bacon.
You guys. So let's see, a couple of things. We do have a poem or two, I think, in our discussion post for this week. And then I did a secondary one that is going to be just meant as like a poetry thread. So anybody who wants to post just a poem that they've always loved or, one that they think of often or want to write one, go ahead and toss it in there. It'll just be kind of fun to see that like carry on throughout the rest of the month. As I said, I'll post a few prompts here and there. Already did one, and we've got a poem from Teen in there. She shared twice this week, which I loved. And then Rachel Morgan also added a poem, and then let us know that she is almost ready to publish several poems. So I'm looking forward to that, which is actually really cool. However, and I don't know if Teen wants us to read this live, the discussion post one. It is so fucking incredible. So fucking incredible. I had to read it to my husband. I was like, dude, listen to this fucking shit. Like, listen to this. Please listen to this. It's fucking incredible. And he was like, she's so talented. And I was like, I know. Anyway, all right. Aside from that, we also have a running trivia based on this month's playlist, which is right there. you could make this place beautiful. So the playlist is curated by both Maggie Smith and us novel bitches, because some of the songs were actually directly picked out of her book. So I gave her credit for that, even though,
Mhm.
she didn't put the playlist together, but it doesn't fucking matter. So all of them were picked for a reason. A lot of them have a lot more meaning. Some mean more to our author than it will to us. Some we don't know why it was picked yet or what it pertains to in the story yet. So we will save those questions, those types of trivia questions, for later in the month, either next week or the last week. I don't know. It'll be based on when they come up because I can't remember. So throughout this hour, I will ask, I don't know, like 2 or 3 questions. We'll see. We'll see how we're feeling. And then we'll just like tally up your first correct answer wins. And we'll tally them up. And then I will be giving away a t-shirt, In My Genres Era t-shirt, which has such a cute list of different book genres on the back. Not all ones we're reading. I needed to expand it beyond 12. But anyways, so please pay attention to the playlist if you haven't already. I don't know if everybody has been listening. You should be this week at least. It's a goodie. It's a goodie. I was listening to it earlier today. Probably 3 times.
Mm.
So anyway, I do enjoy it. I do.
The shirt is really cute.
Yeah, that shirt. I
Totally
did put it in there too. The photo of the shirt. Super fucking adorable. Haven't had a chance to listen. Look, B, you get in the car all the time. Play that shit. Open Spotify. Play it. No excuses. You want a cute shirt? You gotta earn it. So, yeah. For free anyway. Want a cute free shirt? Anyways, so where are we at this week? Getting a divorce.
Yeah.
Fucking finally.
This bitch. Hello, Caitlin.
Hi, Caitlin. Look at you showing up. That's nice. That's nice. Good to see you. Oh my God. I made some little notey notes this week. Not really. I tabbed a couple of things. I tabbed 2 spots with the thicker one because of how badly I needed to say what I needed to say in that moment. And it was fuck you. That's it. I got 2 notes and both of them say fuck you. That's all I did. Look.
Was it about when he took the kids on the road trip and then when he said, take all of the bits of you crying out of the book?
First of all, I can't wait for this divorce to be over.
But that's the thing, is that when that happens, it's literally not over, right? You got kids.
No,
so you still have to fucking interact with this motherfucker.
Yeah, but now you can keep your fucking comments about me to yourself, bitch. That's what that is. So, right here, where is that? Sure you are. That fucking chapter pissed me off.
What page was that one?
Sure you are. In our book, it's I think 149. It's right before we're done. Right at the end.
Oh.
Before we're done.
When he complained about how she was off and he had the kids.
So he takes the kids.
Oh, okay. Oh, which is in LA?
She's like, I'm working. Yeah. And he was like, sure you are.
They're with Pine bitch. So he goes and says that, and she's like, how dare you? And he's like, how dare you?
Yeah.
It says, what business did I have criticizing his parenting when I was off in LA? I'm working, I said. And his response, sure you are. I'm funny, bro. Thank you, bro. Okay, I put FU on that one. And then literally a page later, his fucking attorney. Oh, her face in the goddamn ground. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You were working, she said. I said, oh my God, fuck you. That's it. I used my thick ones just to say fuck you inside the book. I had to, but I didn't want to write in the book. So.
Like,
motherfucker, this dick. Like he
Teens,
seems so unassuming until he's just like fucking. No, he wasn't unassuming. I'm wrong. We're getting.
I would say this too. I feel like a lot of times when people are amicably, are trying to separate, I've seen it. But once you get like a lawyer involved, they
they're fucking mean.
Will put them against you, like, because at first it seemed like it was whatever, but like lawyers like, oh, you gotta take out your money, you gotta
immediately.
And what does that do to her? Well, I gotta take out my. So these create even more tension.
Yeah, because the more that they have to do, the more that you're not going to settle quickly, the more money they are going to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
But this teen, I feel like Maggie keeps trying to be like, it takes two to make a marriage fall apart, but this motherfucker is a piece of shit. Being able to recognize, I think, where had you said something, had you not, because she references it, I feel like a few times throughout the last couple of weeks, where she's talking about she tried to make herself smaller. She tried to make herself smaller, and it was all just to satisfy his own fucking ego, right? And when you're doing that, like, you are contributing to more problems in the marriage, which, because obviously he's not going to be happy. He's not going to be happy no matter what, which is what it looks like, right? They're getting divorced, and she did these things anyways. And like reactions to things, all of that kind of stuff. I mean, it adds up. And I mean, you and I were in a very similar place a year ago, and we're on very different paths right now. But fuck, when like this book to me just really hits home. Like, obviously not the cheating aspect of it, but like all of the rest of the stuff that like she goes through as like a mom, just the mom side of it, and how, no matter what she does, no matter all of those things, she can't make it okay, because it doesn't seem like he wants to make it okay, right? He wants it his way, and you have to be less than me, even though we met in the writing, whatever it was. And yeah, no matter what it is, it's not enough. So, I mean, yes, she's trying to acknowledge her part in them falling apart, because like her behavior in trying to be smaller, trying to be what he wants, is ultimately it's not going to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So dust all over my computer. I don't know.
Oh, also saying just, not saying she's perfect in any of it. Like, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, she's not trying to put everything on him, right? Again, she's
that's
trying
what I mean.
to acknowledge her end.
Yeah.
And I mean, it takes a lot of reflection to be able to get to that point. And obviously she's had a lot of time of reflection, because she's written a whole fucking book about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's had time to sort of process that. I don't know how many years now, because this book came out a year ago. So I don't know how many years now it's been.
Mm-hmm.
She mentions it in the book.
She mentions what?
What year it is every time. Remember, because she talks about looking at Google Maps and seeing when they're
2017.
I don't remember, but I mean, it's less than 10 years ago. But I mean, she's had obviously at least enough time to process enough with what's going on, and wrote a book. And
I think that book was helping her process, and one of those things that you're going to always process.
It's a lot of work to be able to look within. Right? She says that, though. She says that
with betrayal, the thing was betrayal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That it's cut and dry, basically. You don't have to look at all the other things, because now they've cheated on you.
Yeah, so you just
And
focus
so
on
nothing
that.
else matters, right? Yeah, I think like what Dominique said is that she was using it like to process.
For sure.
Jessica, you feel what ways sometimes? I'm sorry, I missed that comment.
Do you guys ever write to process? Sometimes I get my notes out on my phone.
I know, I forgot to do that. Go back through my bookmarks. There's probably like 30 bookmarks because I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, oh my God, every time like something happened. And I was reading while I was in the car. So that's all I could do is hit
Same. I should have
mark.
marked.
Photo
I
was
don't know why. I
January
still
20th.
think like, oh, we remember this, and then obviously,
Gotcha. I
That's what I
understand.
did. That's why I started doing it. The amount of times I'm reading this week and I'm like, aw, fuck it, tab it, bitch. And I did. Aw, tab it. I did every single time.
Well, I was in the car. I think Dominique just said the same thing. She was in the
but
car.
I could have still.
Well, I hit bookmark on the thing as I'm
I mean,
listening.
I was a passenger, so I literally could have. I just didn't have anything with me, so that's my bad.
I see. Okay, so Jessica, you're saying like everything you're doing is just never enough.
Oh, gotcha. No matter what it is, it's not enough.
She spent so much time trying to make herself a certain person, and in the end, it wasn't enough for him. So in my mind, he was always going to cheat. Absolutely. Like if your reason for not doing something is because of how someone will continuously try and change their colors and shapes to match whatever it is that you want, like it's never going to be enough. There's never this perfect person, right? So probably there you go. Good dudes don't cheat. If it's not working, they leave first.
I mean, in the beginning, he did say no. He just didn't want kids. Did he say not? No, he didn't. He wasn't. He didn't want to get married in the very beginning, right? That was never
I don't remember now.
something he was interested in, and she said like she kind of waited it out to see if he would. So I think those are like red flags people need to.
No, I think
Really?
that like, good dudes don't cheat. Yeah. I mean, I think that like it is possible that people change.
Yeah.
But he was never supportive of her.
Yeah.
And I think that that is the bigger problem than him cheating. The fact that, like you guys said, I personally don't believe that cheating is going to be the worst thing that ever happens in a marriage. When you, as Desiree just said, when you forcibly dim someone's light to make them match your darkness, like if you don't let someone grow, if you don't let someone be their own person, and if you are constantly dragging them down every single accomplishment to the point where they now no longer tell you when they have them, that's
that
worse.
was sad.
That was so fucking sad. And honestly, that is still worse to me than the biggest, bomb that sets everything off. The cheating, the caught in that is literally just the start of it for her. Everything that she'd been holding back all these fucking years, and everything that she is now chapter by chapter piecing together, every moment when he did this to her, every single moment from the beginning. Every time he said it's not real work, every time he said, you aren't actually doing anything when you travel, anytime he was like, you need to come home because blah, 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 blah. He would never. What is the difference? He's a piece of shit to her all the time. She's not the worst part. Not in this book.
No.
Everything she has said since then makes him a worse person, obviously. But not everybody feels that way. I personally feel like, yeah, the cheating was just the last straw.
Well, it's what brought all the cards tumbling down in the end.
Yeah.
That was the thing that opened up her eyes.
Well, then little glimpses of things opening her eyes, like the question that she was asked, like, how does it feel to be a single mom? And she's like, laughed. She's like, I'm not a single mom, and was wondering why they thought that, and then realized that he was never written about. He wasn't really a part of her life to begin with.
See, so that I think that's where like she's also referencing like it does take two to make it fail. Is because even in realizing then that she didn't write about her husband and they were still married and it wasn't like a question of what did she say? It was like a year or 6 months before she actually found that letter when she was asked that.
I
So
think
like it wasn't
4
even
months.
like on the horizon yet. Like it wasn't even there. And
But it was in that aspect. It was in the aspect that she wasn't writing about him, and it was in the aspect that she couldn't even share her life with him. You know, it was always there in a bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm.
It's just now putting everything together,
sorry.
seeing it all, from a different point of view.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think, like we said, him belittling her, like that started right off the bat as soon as she made one accomplishment. So in the end, what is she writing about? What does she have to write about? If she maybe just wants to write and he's not really a part of her life, what part of him should she be writing about anyway? I don't know. I didn't think that, again, I don't think that mattered. I think that him just taking everything that she did and making it into nothing to the point where she felt like she was nothing and had no worth is the fucking worst. And I don't know that he planned to cheat. I mean, that's like a whole side thing. I don't think that that's like necessarily a plan. I didn't think he was going to like, oh, I'll marry her and I'll just cheat on her later. Like, that's not, I don't think, what anybody necessarily thinks unless they're just that person. But this guy, I don't know. I think he just assumed that he was going to be more successful than her and he would never have to compete with his wife to, prove himself, really. Obviously.
Well, not even compete, but like I guess it's like where the narcissist comes in, like doesn't even want to, jealous.
Yeah.
Like weirdly jealous. Like why would you be jealous?
Yeah, no, she talks about, and it's constant, like throughout. Like if you go and look, and it was funny, something that I noticed like in reading this week. If you go and read almost the last line of every chapter, it all adds up to like her losing more and more and more of herself the longer they're together. And the longer they try to figure it out, it gets worse. Like, where is she in all of this? She's like, basically, she feels like she's nothing. She could disappear. Or as she describes, just open the air and crawl in. Fucking A. She didn't write about him because it wasn't present. Exactly. It's not her job to constantly make sure he's included. That's his family. He did not choose to be there. He made a choice.
Well, yeah, no, and that's what I mean. Like that just showed like where they were, where he was not present. Not that she didn't want to write about him, but he wasn't. There's nothing to write about.
I'm going to click on this one up here because I don't know who Take Joshi is, but you must be new to us, so welcome. Do you not think that if you see someone as a piece of shit, no matter what they do, they will be seen in a negative light? On one hand, I can see where you're coming from, and it's like, what do they say? Something self-fulfilling prophecy, I think is what it's called. I can understand that, but at the same time, like he's still responsible for himself. And if he's not going to feel good about her, no matter what she does, because I don't know if you're reading with us, so I don't know if you're aware of everything that's gone on in our book thus this far. We're halfway through. Recap, she's a writer. Is he a writer? Does he just
well, they were in school.
That's where they met.
Playwright.
What's his job?
Playwright.
He's a playwright. Okay. So they're both writers, but her career took off sort of faster than his did, even though but for both of them it took time, right? While she was also then at home. And so he hated her fame and ultimately in the end cheats on her, and she finds out by seeing a letter in her husband's bag. So if you were to read the book where we're at so far, I don't feel like she is necessarily just talking shit about her
She's
husband or
not.
now
We're
ex-husband
calling him a
through
piece
the
of shit.
whole
She's not.
half of the book, right? And so I cannot say whether or not this is how she behaved in her actual marriage before she wrote this book, or if it's just where we're at in the book that she's not saying, hey, I fucking talked down to him at every fucking chance I got. But I really don't think that's what happened because of what we read so far and where we're at so far in the book. Again, he still has to take care of himself the same way that she still has to take care of herself. And I think in this week's reading, she's talking about how they're about to get divorced and she's going to lose her medical. And so she was taking Lexapro from when her baby was a few months old, right? Her son.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, was he 3 or 6 at that point? But she's trying to wean off because she's not going to have medical coverage. And so she got on the medicine when she needed help. She's trying to wean herself off because she's not going to have help to be able to do it when they get divorced. So, I mean, she's the one who's trying to take care of her own mental health. He needed to do the same. She can't fucking do it for him. And I don't feel like she made him out to be a piece of shit. She's just saying what happened.
Yeah. But we're saying it.
We're saying it's a fucker.
Where our author is at fault in her life. If she's and we keep asking, like she says that, like, it takes 2 to tango, it takes 2 to have a marriage fail. Here is where she failed. She was not honest with him. She bit her tongue every chance that she could get. She kept things from her husband about the way he treated to her, about the way he made her feel, that were super fucking important to her growth, to her character. To the point where he then kept it from everyone else she knew. She kept those pieces to herself instead of letting other people know, including when she went to fucking counseling. And for the entire first month, she was not honest about what it is that led them there. She made it sound like, oh yeah, it's all me.
Marital issues.
She let him lead. She let him guide how the counseling was going to go. And finally, after a month, she said, you know what? I'm fucking done with this. I'm done. This is exactly what happened. This is why we're where we're at. And she finally opened it up and said, hey, everyone, this is what's been going on. This is what I'm dealing with. But the thing is, that's where she went wrong in her marriage, was that she kept how he made her feel from him so that he wouldn't feel bad. That you fucked up there. I mean,
yeah. I mean, when people say
not how you have a long-term relationship then carry on beyond like where they're at. I don't know how I meant that in my head, but obviously the way that she was going about it was not going to help them continue long term. Maybe that's what I meant.
Well, you know how they say like communication is key, right? And they don't necessarily mean like just the words you use, but actually communicating.
Yeah. You hurt me
who
when
you like communicating what you're feeling, communicating that, not necessarily
feel good.
you're making yourself clear. No, it's like what it is you're communicating. You got to communicate who you are and everything about that.
Yeah, it's interesting. What is it right here? She doesn't have to make him out to be a piece of shit, though. Yeah. It's coming through with everything that she is including. And as she said, she's like, of course, there's going to be 2 sides to it. But from her side, we are seeing that, yeah, she was at fault in not ever, from the get-go, saying that the way he treated her was unacceptable and would not be allowed any further, and then hiding that from everyone else that they knew, also not cool. And then I think she mentioned it. Did she mention how her kids see her or see the relationship? Am I wrong?
Mother's Day. Her daughter had an assignment.
Literally have it right here on Mother's Day because I was about to ask a question. How funny.
Yeah, so it was the daughter at Mother's Day, and basically it was I don't remember the words that she used, but
What
basically
has your mom taught you? And she said to be optimistic. Like fucking how? Like I am literally the most
with everything that's going on, with everything that's going on, and
then her
that's
son,
what her kid got from it.
Yeah, she said that my daughter had witnessed me struggling for months and saw hope. There was no better gift.
That was a little like a tug at the heart.
Yes, that was. And then her son said, "You're the best mom. There's nobody more fun than you." Very, very sweet. Very sweet. So that was a really good day for her. This was like,
you know what wasn't? The fact that her kid gave her a pine cone. I was like, oh my gosh.
Acorn. It was an acorn.
Acorn, whatever. You
Not a pine cone, an acorn, but still, yes. But don't you remember, didn't he like collect those kinds of things anyway? Like
I thought it was the pine cone, but you're saying it was an acorn. For some reason, I may have heard acorn, but immediately thought pine cone. And I was like, oh my gosh, I hope the dad didn't go with me. Get it.
He sat down on my bed, handed me some beads, an acorn, and his lucky shark tooth. Lucky shark tooth. Anyways, at the end of this, so wait, it says after dinner we snuggled on the couch together, and her daughter made a nest for her to cuddle into on her legs, and they're all just laying there. The kids are reading, she's chilling, they're listening to music, and she says I had to stay very still so no one would know I was weepy from the deeply at home and at peace feeling. So she is going through all this shit, but this moment, this one day with her kids, she can finally take a breath. Like, this is okay. Like, I'm going to be okay. That was like her one moment. I loved that for her. And speaking of, which song on our playlist represents how women mask their feelings, hide their needs in order to accomplish the needs of their family? Which song on our playlist basically is women kicking ass, even when they don't want to? Because we just
Man Eater. Is Man Eater on there?
Eater.
I don't know.
I think I had a different question for the Mother's Day one, but I was just thinking I will ask a question since I haven't yet. How to grieve. I like how she was talking about grieving, and it was like in direct contrast to her like daughter having like an issue with a friend, and she's like, "Oh, this is the process of grieving, like divorce." Like, of course.
It was so sad to hear that for her daughter, because obviously, like, everybody goes through that, and we're all at the age where we have kids that are, you know, that ages and stuff that they go through, and
it
was sad for her.
Yeah. Well, first correct answer wins. Just saying. Go look at the playlists, ladies.
Brave.
Not that one. Keep going.
Where do I have that playlist?
This song represents women who just have to suck it up and face the world because of what other people need. Howl is a good fucking song, but there's a different question that goes with that one, and that's coming later.
That's weird. I don't have the playlist on my phone, but I fucking listened to it. So where would it be?
You're a dirtbag. You didn't save it.
Wow.
No. But where would it? Where would it? I don't know where it is. Oh, maybe I listened on Spotify. Maybe that's where I went.
Maybe that's why. I don't like Spotify. It has commercials.
I pay for it. There's no commercials.
I can do it with a broken heart. Taylor Swift. That is the one. Yes. I love that fucking song, by the way. Let me see. Where is it? Oh, yeah, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. That is off her new album, The Tortured Poets Department. And absolutely. She talks about like, you know, just having to like save face and like show everyone the side of you that you like, you know, that they need to see and just suck it up. So she wrote that song when she was going through her breakup and was on the Eras tour and had to basically go out and perform, and no one knew how she was feeling or what she was going through because she didn't, that's just not what she did. She had to be stronger than that. And so same kind of goes for Maggie here, where as soon as this all started, she wasn't going to let her kids see that. So she's still cooking and cleaning, and, you know, the clothes are still getting washed and put away, and she's still taking care of the groceries, and she's still picking them up and dropping them off. And she's still handling all of the things that she normally would. She doesn't have time to have a breakdown. She doesn't have time to sit and feel and be sad and cry. And she doesn't get the chance to just not get up tomorrow morning and sleep it through. So that was why this song was specifically chosen. I am pulling these from memory. Good. Go listen to that album again. So next time you'll be like, I know that one. I know that one. Anyway. All right. Team got that one. Man. How many of our families come from divorce parents? Because Desiree and I, our parents were divorced. They separated when we were 3 and 4. Wonder how many other parents.
My parents separated, but they're legally still married.
They never like actually had a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. They've just been separated all these years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it works, what parents should be? The parents should be divorced. See, I do believe that there are some families where like the parents just kind of stick it out, and it's like, but why? Like we would actually be better off. Desiree and I fully agree that there's not a chance that we would be better off if our parents had stayed together.
Oh my God.
Situation where our mom needed to get away and make something of herself on her own, and she needed to be able to do that from her father. They just did not get along, and that was never going to change. So definitely better apart than together. And not everybody feels that way. And I think that a lot of people like grow up thinking like, ugh, and I hate my parents for this. And nope. Don't always. It doesn't always happen. I'm fucking glad she left. So let's see. My parents divorced when I was 8-ish. I think I was around what, like 6 or so when like their divorce, I think, was actually finalized. I can't remember.
I was divorced after Mikey was born.
Right. Okay. So yeah, and then I would have been around 6.
It was divorced. What did I just say?
It was divorced.
It was divorced.
In my head. See,
I
we're
wish I
talking about communication, guys. In my head, I said their divorce was finalized after Mikey was born. I was sipping my water, took it out, and that's not what happened. That is not what I communicated at all. Communication is key.
Yeah. My mom needed a man who wasn't sleeping with someone else. Hey, there you go.
Oh, well, there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, she fucking did. Hold on. CJ brought me a drink. Cheers. Fucking dog.
Cheers.
Clink, clink.
Is that water?
It has
not
meal
choosing
in it. It's
I'm
not
not
straight
choosing
water.
Dominique, what you got in there?
Water, like that with flavored stuff.
Then y'all can
like
cheers
green
your
water.
water. There you go. Cheers your waters.
Sorry. I again came back from 3 days of oozing up the pool.
in the sun. Yeah.
Oh, you just got back today?
Need a break.
Yeah, like 2 hours ago.
And you were like,
oh, I think I missed that part.
This week on our biz chat and shit. I was like, girl, you
I was trying, but yeah.
You were,
No, and then my phone
going on this week, but most of it was retreat stuff. And so we were like kind of going back.
My phone though was giving me like this like
there we go.
SOS the whole time. Like
So the
not
year
the whole
before
time.
he was born, actually.
Your phone was doing what?
Does. Finalized in 88.
Oh.
Did I talk?
I keep getting like this like SIM issue on my phone, and then it goes to SOS mode.
Ooh. Turn it on. I'll
I get
restart.
a new phone.
Just restart the motherfucker.
I did.
Oh, you did. Never mind then. Never mind.
Ma, you better get it straight with your ex-husband then, because that's what he's saying. He said it was finalized after Mikey was born.
Well, we don't really need to carry on about that because nobody gives a fuck. I'm just glad it's done. I'm so glad that we didn't have to like deal with so many more years like other people have of just unhappiness and, you know, resentment and a person's light dimming.
There's not just that. I would have definitely had many, many more years of therapy.
Can you imagine? Yeah, like the trauma we would have gone through if they'd stayed together.
Well, no, there's trauma, but I feel like there would have been way more had he stayed. I think the gift that he gave us is that he left. And so we had very minimal interaction. Yes, that causes its own trauma, but I think it's less than if he stayed.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well done, Mom. Thank you for getting out of that.
Oh, wow.
God, all of my saved things were just like, what did I save? Now that I go back and I have to like look at what the fuck I like marked.
Well,
like, why did I mark that?
That's what I do sometimes. Like you have to like write a note.
This is all pertaining to like how like along the way, she's just becoming less and less of a whole person.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes like half and then less and then less and then less. Oh my God. What would I have done to save my marriage? I would have abandoned myself, and I did for a time. I would have done it longer if he'd let me. Fuck. Girl, was the dick that good that like you had to stick around? I was ashamed to think of how I'd leashed my joy and tugged hard every time it tried to run.
That, yeah.
Are you kidding me? First of all, she's such a fucking great writer. And I know that poetry is not for everybody. It truly isn't. But I think it's because our idea of poetry is still based on like the bullshit that they put us through in school. Or like we had to read and they made us like try and decipher. And it's like, I don't always know what somebody was fucking feeling.
Oh, yeah, no.
I cannot just break this down. It's Shakespeare, for Christ's sake. I do not want to decipher this. I don't. Just give me a fucking prompt and I'll write something. Can we just do that? Don't.
So I don't know that verbiage either at that time. Want me to decipher? First, I gotta decipher this one word, let alone the whole thing.
Thank you. Heretofore. Like, I don't know what that means. Why heretofore what?
You tell me. You're teaching me.
From here on out, I don't know what you're saying. This is my brain when my teacher was teaching too. And then I'd miss plenty of things because they'd be like, what the fuck? All the time. Oh my God. I taught myself to read his face and dim mine, a good mirror. Bitch. Next page. I'd been trying to save the marriage, but I needed to save myself. Finally.
I have that bookmark too.
Finally, bitch.
One of the things that I saved right towards the beginning of the week is where she's saying, do my kids feel like his job is more important than mine? Because like it's about like caregiving and stuff. And I do feel like a lot of women in general, whether you have a job outside the home or you are just a mom in the home or you have a job that you work from in the home as well as taking care of your kids, I do feel like that is something across the board that women in general just feel.
Yeah.
I feel it. Okay, it's me.
Yeah.
I'm bitches.
So I've had this conversation too, because, dad works, he makes the money. Like our cute little small business is fun, but we don't make any money from it. We just put it back into like our small business. That's literally all it is for us. And it's just something to do, something we fully enjoy. And then our book club that we get together with every Sunday, right? And our kids have been like, what do you mean you're working? And dad is great. He'll jump in on this. CJ will jump in and be like, she is working. Just because what she does doesn't pay her bills does not mean she is not working. Is just the same. And I'm like, thank you for answering that, because I don't want to have to defend myself in that moment. I don't want to have to explain why, because I don't think that it comes across the same as when he says it. I think that it means more to them when he explains why it's important and what it is that I'm doing. So
to know that the other parent feels that way too, absolutely.
Yeah. So, the kids are like, why are you busy? Why are you doing this right now? You're not going to be working while we're doing this thing. We're going to have a family day, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to be working that day. So the fact that they are like now saying it's actual work, which is nice, and they understand that I'm actually working, like, I shouldn't have to explain that. And I shouldn't have had to feel bad for it. But my kids are also used to me not working. So when I finally am, it's like betrayed. How could you? You're supposed to live for us.
Well, and I tried that. That was a few years ago, I remember. And I appreciated Houston's response, but she tried to do the whole like, I don't know, I forget what exactly, but she's like, I was like, it's something about money, like, allowance or whatever. And she's like, or something, I forget to what degree, but I was like, I was like, yeah, I bought it. She's like, you mean dad bought it with his money?
Woo!
And he hurt her, and he's like, stop right there.
Ooh, go Houston.
Right now. He's like, because that money is the money your mom, like I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing without she's doing what she's doing. He went through the whole thing with her.
I couldn't do what I do if she didn't do what she does. That is enough. That says everything that everyone needs to know. It's modeling how they should feel about it. The other parent doesn't respect your work. The kids won't either. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Ooh, her kids are interesting. We're seeing them at like, different ages here and there. We'll see how it continues. That's
all. Eldest point so far. The daughter is, what she say, preteen, was it?
Yeah. Sounds like.
She is now a preteen where we're at in this book. So
I was trying to get to one of my bookmarks. It's like 10 seconds. I think we should be legally allowed to do it. I just didn't want to fully explain it, so I'm just going to play it really fast.
Is it bank lollipop?
When I would call home from a trip, I remember feeling like I was in trouble.
No.
I'd made his life more difficult, and I might pay for that with a silent treatment or cold reception when I returned home.
Yes.
No, how was your trip? No, congratulations, or glad it went well, or I missed you. I didn't feel missed as a person. I felt missed as staff. My invisible labor was made painfully visible when I left the house.
Oh my God. Yeah. Absolutely.
To your post, bitch. That's what he says at the end. That's the last line of that one. That one I read and I was like, I hate him. She doesn't have to say the words, like Teen said. You do not have to say this guy is not a great guy. He's not a great husband. Not a great father. Don't worry. His actions tell you enough.
Yeah.
Felt that soul.
Actions speak louder.
And it's funny, as I'm reading, like, maybe I don't mean to compare, but I'm over here like, if CJ ever fucking and then I think, you know what? He's never done that. He's never done that. Not once. He didn't do it back when I was working. He doesn't do it when I'm being lazy as fuck. He doesn't do that ever. Never ever says you didn't do this or you need to be here to do that. He never does. I naturally just, oldest daughter, maybe that's a difference. Like oldest daughter really does some shit. I know that everybody has their spot, in their place in their family, and it does affect certain things. Oldest daughter stuff sometimes it's rough. We automatically like just want to fix everything to our own detriment. So I don't know. Mark would never see. Felt like missed. Yeah, I felt missed as staff.
Yeah.
And that's how he treats her.
Mm-hmm.
That is how he treats her. He doesn't treat her like an equal. Never has. So sad. Oldest daughter is being responsible for everyone all the time. Yeah, everyone's feelings, everyone's good time, everyone's experience. Yeah.
Here's another one that I was like, oh, I don't like it, but fuck. Here you go.
His job as more real, more important than mine too. He was the primary breadwinner. His work paid our living expenses and provided our family's health insurance. Financially, we could have managed without my income, but we couldn't have managed without his. Reader, tell me, when one person out-earns another in a marriage, is an imbalance of power inevitable? Is the spouse who earns less expected to take on more of the domestic labor?
That's what I'm talking about.
Spoken or unspoken? Marriages are co-created. Whatever ours looked like, we built that together.
Yes. Yes. Who was the smarty that turned on music right then? Bitch, I love
Dominique.
You heard it go over 10 seconds and you fucking went for it. You're so smart. God damn it.
Sometimes.
I love it. That was
In
brilliant.
spurts.
Again, I think it's things like that when, again, you have a wife, a mom who stays at home. And obviously, I understand that there's maybe men who stay home, but we're looking at this from a women's point of view. It's a woman's memoir. We're women. So, and the three of us are all stay-at-home moms, right? And so I think that I definitely have felt this, feel this.
Yeah. Yeah. And it
I
does
don't know if anybody else does.
Even marriages that, really do feel like they're mainly like intact and, go well. It doesn't mean you don't have these moments where like one person is made to feel a certain way. And even if it is on accident, people still make those stupid mistakes, but then you have someone who is continuously doing it over and over and over again. And then it's not a mistake. That is yeah. I think society has placed the expectation that whoever earns more can do less. Agreed. But, I think that we also still need to remember that, like, this is not the 1950s anymore. And we're not in a foreign country where women are not treated the same because they have these expectations that they're only supposed to live and serve their husband and their family and their children and receive kind of nothing and can be nothing outside of that. So here, of course I want to take care of my family. I want to take care of my husband. I want him to be my number one once my kids are no longer demanding that, I picked this person so that when our kids are fucking gone, we get to have each other back.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to make the time for each other again. Like right now it is all about the kids and that's okay. But he doesn't make me feel bad when I don't have time for him. And I don't fucking make him feel bad for that. We'll just be like, hey, we need some time. Like, you want to sit up and put a
I feel like your marriage is the exception, not the rule.
Well, no, I might be lucky that way. And I don't know that I have exactly. There is that like smidgen, there is that like chance that like it is not the rule. It's the exception. I am incredibly lucky. I would never.
Our marriages are night and day.
Well, I'm going to go. That's where, again, going back to communication is very important because what works, in one marriage doesn't work in another. And as people change, your roles do change or you can't expect to be like, how do I word it? Like, your roles and your shifts or whatever. Like, they should be fluid. They're not going to be the same
rigid.
Through, what?
They're not going to be rigid.
No, I get what you're saying, though. You're saying, like, when you start off with a person and you don't have children together, the expectations of the other person isn't going to be the same. And you don't really have to worry about, shared time, or what anyone is or isn't going to do for the day, or like who's going to make the sandwich or take out the trash. Like you don't really worry about those things. And then you get a little bit older and you have kids and you have different responsibilities and you change and adapt. And if you both work together, then you both work and change and adapt, and you accept each other's changes. And some people can grow together, and some people can accept those changes and can work with those changes, and some people can't. This guy cannot handle any of his wife's changes.
No.
He just wants the person that he had before they had kids. But he also wants the person before she was successful. He just wants a person.
I do get really curious what this other person is like.
Well, they met at one of the...
They met in school.
So no, not her and him. The mistress and
a little fire. Bitch, what did you do?
That I accidentally what? Started
She said, just a little fire.
Oh, man.
Oh dear.
So she does say, Dominique, throughout the book, remember. I said, remember where we met. I'm wondering if he went to some sort of workshop or something, that's where, or maybe he was teaching one, and then maybe that's where he met her, because we don't yet know where they met, right? It was just when he was away.
Oh, the
not
mistress.
the wife, correct. The mistress.
The mistress.
Oh, we don't know where that fucking hoe is from. No, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck that bitch.
So that's where Dominique's saying she would like to know who she is.
It just like, that curiosity just plays in my head. Like, is she somebody who's just obviously less successful, that's just not threatening to him?
She's a little fucking wooden grenade. Who gives a fuck?
It's not always her fault, though. It's his fault. And I think that's, again, where she continues to say that, is like, it's the man. It's not the other woman. It's the man.
No, I definitely think that's a two-party issue. If you know this motherfucker's married, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
But did she know? Does he wear his ring? Does she know?
Around and going somewhere else.
He brought a pine cone and he wrote to her, right? About
she can know that he had kids, and she can also at the same time not know that he's married.
If he was that sneaky, she needs to fucking leave his ass too.
This is what I'm asking, and I think that this is where, again, when she references...
Is he a student, right?
Oh my God. Where she just references, remember where we met. She's done that a few times, right? That they met in the writing workshop. So that's where I was wondering, is she going to be a teacher? Will she be a student? Will they have both attended some sort of writing workshop together?
I thought that was just in reference to, like, he is always diminishing me and what I do, but we met in a writing class together.
Yeah.
We met in the same place. We both had the same goals to be a writer.
He knew what I was...
That's what I thought that she kept referring to. Is like, we met in the same place, and the fact that he didn't expect me to write after was like, oh no, I'm just in school for funsies.
And not just that, but as in that field, how it works.
Yeah.
And the different ways to go.
He didn't.
Here. He's such a fucker. So she goes and she writes about, it's this updating and unblurring. And
the Google thing.
Maps. So next, after that, she's gonna get it published. Or gets it published. Is that what happens?
Getting it in the process. Yeah.
Right. So right before that, we have another one of these fucking sentences where she says, a friend says every book begins with an unanswerable question. What is mine? And then lowercase, what is mine? And right after that is the edit where she gets her piece published. Google Maps gets published in the Modern Love column of the New York Times. I emailed the essay to my husband as a courtesy before it was published. He initially responded without asking for any changes to the piece, but then carries on and on about how things need to basically be redacted the whole fucking way. He needs to be shown in a different fucking light. Not even her words, not even her experience is hers. So she says, what is mine? Nothing. He doesn't allow you a thing, not even your words that come from inside your fucking head.
Not even your tears.
Directly related to your body and your experience and your thoughts and feelings. Your tears aren't even fucking yours. The rage in this group. I know. Sets my little Aries soul on fire. Look, I love me a good Aries. My husband's an Aries. Because I'm a Leo, another fire sign. We just fucking rage together. We fuel each other's fire. So carry on. My little Aries soul is on fire. And the tears, I cited the tears. Fuck you. You should have fucking added extra tears, bitch. Should have added extra tears. Sad ass divorce dreams. I laughed when I saw the title. Sad ass divorce dreams. So the reason is because poor CJ. I don't know if it's because we have a great marriage or not. I have the worst fucking dreams about him. Does anybody else go through that?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was crazy for a long time. You know, the things we just don't talk about. But maybe he should have thought about that before he was a dick. Thank you. I'm a writer. Do you expect me not to write about my experience? That's like anybody who dates Taylor Swift. What do you expect? It's, you know what I think they want is a fucking song about them.
Yeah, probably.
Honestly, I might date one. I want a song about me. Nobody's ever written me a song. You guys, don't be nasty, okay? I don't need a fucking hate song. So maybe not Taylor Swift. Break her heart first. Yes! Right? What was I going to say? Oh, the dreams. Yeah. Poor CJ. I will wake up crying and he'll be like, what did I do? And I'd be like, you wouldn't talk to me. The worst thing that I can ever imagine, apparently, in my dreams, and this is like recurring for the last 20 years. The worst thing that he could ever do to me is if he decides to leave me and won't talk to me. Just won't talk to me. I can't get him on the phone. He won't answer an email or a text. We're supposed to meet up and he doesn't show. I need to talk about this. Why are you leaving me? What's going on? What did I do? We need to discuss this. Like, whatever it is, the amount of times I've had these dreams is just ridiculous. But every single time he behaves the same. It's basically like he just ignores me. Like I no longer exist and almost never existed. Like I'm not even there. It is the scariest fucking thing. I don't know why. That bothers me the most.
Out of curiosity, does he apologize for his dream self?
We both do, which is silly, and I know it. Sometimes it just makes
No.
us. He started doing it right away.
He will refuse to apologize for his dream self.
Yeah.
He will not apologize for his dream self.
Wait till you have one about me, and I don't apologize, motherfucker. So CJ has him, and he'll be like, oh my God, you were so mean in my dream last night. And I'm like, what did I fucking do? And I'm like, damn, she was a bitch. I'm sorry. Fuck that, Tasha, because that's not me. I am so sorry you had to dream about that. Do you need a hug?
Yeah, see, that's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, we just fuck around. I mean, we obviously, like, the other person is not. These are our deep-seated fears coming up in dreams. So I get it. But
obviously. Well, what's horrible when you wake up from that dream is like you're feeling it in the dream and you wake up with those feelings.
Yes. And her sad ass divorce dreams are that none of this ever happened.
Oh, yeah. And just tell herself, like, oh, wait.
Or no, they're already divorced, but he's going to propose again. Like in all her dreams, in all the dreams, he fixes it somehow. Or he's going to fix it, or he's trying to fix it. But that's not what's happening in real life. See, definitely the opposite of what I dream about. Sometimes I feel like I titled this book Kittens and Rainbows and then I wrote Hell. Girl, I would love to meet her.
Right?
We tried. We tried. Up north where?
I did send messages to all of her teams and
hopefully she gets back to us. We still have time.
She's busy. She's a single mom with 2 kids, so she's got a big business. So I'm sure she's doing lots of things right now, readings and signings and whatever. So I was trying to play back some of my bookmarks. One of them was in chapter, I think 66, where they're talking about like the division of labor. I read the book. It was really good. It's called Fair Play. Has anybody read it?
I have
No. It talks about the division of labor, whether you are a stay-at-home, work at home, work out of home, and obviously this is talking about just heterosexual couples because that's how, to be able to discuss the dynamic of it, right, and the way it's viewed. But it has these cards.
Relationships are not the same when it comes to like
Oh,
gender.
I didn't realize that Reese herself.
This bitch, not her fucking tabs.
Everything.
I'm gonna start putting stickers over that shit.
Our stickers. We should just start like
the NB stickers on top of that shit when it comes out. In my genres era, that's what I'll put on there.
So there's like 100 cards. I'm just gonna explain it really fast because like I've been trying to get my husband to do this with me for
ever
many months. And you can see we kind of have it divided. These are, I believe, my cards here. And then I believe these might be his cards in this. And these were the cards that we said we shared. Or the other way. But we couldn't get very far in it because it pissed him off. And he was really mad that job is only one card. Listen, I'm laughing, but it was real intense. Okay.
Sure.
We had to do it over a few days. But I do think that for any of us, and even if you don't have issues, this like it's a way to like put out all the chores that get done that like are bills and meal
or ones that you don't think about as a chore.
Oh my gosh. Yes. There's 100 cards. You have inside the home, outside the home. You have once a week, once a month, daily, right? So there's like all kinds of things. Then it talks about like magic cards where you've got Santa Claus, where you've got the Tooth Fairy, so it talks about like who does all these things. And so it's just really interesting. And I'm an asshole because I wanted to pinpoint and show him how fat my stack was.
Fat stacks. Because you're a gangster. That's why.
No, I'm not a gangster. I'm exhausted. I'm burnt out, overstimulated, and don't give a fuck. Or I give too much.
Talking about you showing your fat stacks.
Yeah. I mean, I got fat stacks here, but so I just really wanted to like show him, but he didn't seem to care. So,
no.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it says right down here, a couple's conversation deck for prioritizing what's important. Rebalance your household. That was in chapter 66, right? Where she was just talking about like the way things kind of get distributed, work at home, stay at homes, things like that. Yeah. It made me think of that. I really liked the book.
Yeah.
And I told him he wasn't going to like it at all. So he didn't read it.
I don't know.
Does the card breakdown times a task take like work? Okay, so I'll pull it out really fast and I'll explain really fast. So let me pull out where it sort of explains it and then I can break it down to you really easy.
Like, okay, so you're saying like an average job is like 8 hours, 5 times a week, 40 hours.
What's an average job?
So
like
just like an average 40-hour a week job is, I think, that just what they're thinking.
There's specific terms for kind of what you're talking about where it talks about, I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Okay, where you conceive, plan, and execute. And so this is where like you guys then sit down and you talk about what it looks like for you. Like I'm going to use dishes as an example because it's definitely a problem. I believe that when you do the dishes, that it means that you are washing, drying, putting away, you are cleaning behind the sink and the faucet and the fucking counter. You're wiping everything down. You got to scrub it. You got to sanitize it, right? When you're done. That's not his idea of what dishes is. Dishes means that there are no dishes on the left side of the sink or in the counter on the left side, but there could be clean dishes on the right side and the dishwasher could be full, but it's clean because it's done. So he marks it off in his fucking head. For me, I cannot do that. It is going to stay on my fucking head as like, this has to get done, which means I got to come in and finish the fucking chore, which pisses me off because I don't want to. So it talks about that, where then you guys have to sit down and define what those chores look like. And then it is on each person, however you divvy it up. When basically you set it out like memory, where you put all the cards out, but face up, right? So everybody gets to see what it is. What are you willing to take? I'm willing to taking the kids to their doctor's appointments, which for us, it is on a weekly basis. So it's all the time. It's reoccurring. He's going to take something else, paying the bills, right? Once, maybe twice a month for us, beginning of the month, middle of the month. But this is where you have to then sit down and define what the minimum standard of care is. And so you guys are defining it. What is the meaning of done, Mom?
Yeah, women and men have a different.
No, I understand that. I do understand
that. I think that's also, I think the point of this question was, is this breaking down how long it takes you to do all that? Because it doesn't take you 40 hours a week to get your dishes done. And I think that that is what the question here is revolving around. Does it
so like
break down how long it takes you to do all of these chores, and does it still add up to this 40-hour work week job? Because yeah, everyone who's a fucking parent already has a 24/7 job.
Okay, so then let me explain that. Okay, so let's just say that his work week is Monday through Friday. He works 8 hours a day. I am a stay-at-home mom. I have 3 kids at home. I have a 1-year-old, an 8-year-old who is autistic, and a 12-year-old. They are homeschooled. They are home with me 24 hours a day. My 1-year-old is still nursing. So while my husband is working outside the home to bring in the money, I am then working inside the home to raise our children, child rearing. That's my job. My job first is I am a mom. In those 8 hours of the day, I am a mom. The second that motherfucker gets to clock out at 5 p.m., bitch, I get to clock out of work too. But now this is where now you're starting in all the other chores that need to get done. This is where whatever it is that has been divvied up, this is when you have to do it in the appropriate times. Like obviously, let's say I'm cooking dinner during the week. I'm going to cook dinner. He's dishes. So he would be doing the dishes after I'm done cooking, right? So that's in his time because we've agreed on that dinner dishes should be done after dinner. So they don't sit there all night and get all gross and it takes more effort to clean them. But so like it explains that and you guys define it and you agree on it. Well, and whoever is taking the card in the end is taking on that responsibility. And it does say that you can change them every week. And it does say that you can, hey, this isn't working. Like, let's switch this up. I
think at the end of the day, what it breaks down to is if he or she, doesn't matter, if one partner is working 40 hours a week in their job that pays for the family and the other parent takes care of the family so that the other person can work that job. Both of you are working that 40-hour week, right? When you guys are off, when he ends his at the end of each day at 5 o'clock, when he clocks out, you clock out as a single parent. He clocks out as someone who is working. And from that point forward, the rest of the hours are combined. The rest of the hours are together. The rest of the hours are shared. No longer are either one of you singularly doing anything. It is now together. Everything is shared because you've been doing everything else at home all day. He's been doing everything else at work all day. You guys now have a partner to share everything else with. The things that you were doing singularly before now come together. And I think that that is the whole point of that card. I don't know which side it is of that card game is just to show you that like at this point, you both clock out of your fucking 9 to 5 and you clock in to the rest of life.
Because
it's just the mental labor of it all.
Well, that's what I was about to say. I was bringing up mental labor because I'm going to say if the cards did break down on time, it's not always about time. You can't equal like, okay, well, I spent this much time because you could have spent a short amount of time doing like a major mental load, you know, and vice versa.
I
So it's not,
agree.
it's you can't just pinpoint with that.
Time spent. I think that
So
time
it
spent though is a lot of what's important to breadwinners. It's time spent. Like I spend my entire day taking care of our family in financially. And okay, but I allow you to do that by staying home with our family, working with them all day. So it's the same fucking
Well,
thing.
and then when Houston was in the
For yours because I
Yeah.
do my job so that you can do yours. So
I have a
time
when Houston was in the office, yeah, he was working, you know, like an
Oh my
8-hour, but
Yeah.
he wasn't. He had pretty much like 4 hours, like an hour and a half for lunch, and then you know all these breaks,
yeah, it
and
happened.
like honestly, you know, out and about, he was able to, you know, listen to some podcasts. So I'm like, okay, yeah,
What were you really doing? But okay. You got your
yeah.
time, you're
So
done.
I mean, and that's why you can't like again like break it down like that always.
No.
But about
Again, ask the
the
question here. What is the meaning of done? You want to break it down? What is the meaning of done to one
oh,
partner versus the other? Because to one partner, it's everything else that's included in that. And to the other partner, it's just what I see.
So that's where, again, before you even take off with doing these cards and you're like, cool, let's try this for a week. Let's see how we handle it. This is where you sit down and you talk about what that looks like and you agree on what is considered done. And they're expected to take care of it. So if they're taking on these other things like taking kids to a birthday party, it means you volunteered for that birthday party. I'm not buying the gift. You are. You remember to get the gift. That's part of the like, you know, the conceive, plan to get the birthday gift and execute it. Take the birthday gift, take the kid, make sure that you've carved out the time to do that, right?
Thank you for
But
your contribution to our family. That's all you have to say at the end of it. Thank you for your contribution to our family. Everything that's done. Thank you for your contribution to our family. Oh, you could say that to me. Thank you. I just did dishes. Thank you for your contribution to this family. Thank you. You're welcome.
Are you being serious?
No, I am saying, like, if somebody's gonna fucking do something, like, if you just when they're getting all like, oh, I don't want to do all that. Okay, well, thank you for your contribution to this family. That is your job. You chose it. You're gonna do the whole fucking thing. Thank you for doing that.
Well,
Now,
so
the thing that I was supposed to do.
I do have a question for this person. If you're still in here, I don't know. I can't see if you're still in here. But are you married? Are you work outside the home, stay at home parent, are a parent, have kids, whatever it is? If you have kids,
what is your current experience?
I'm gonna say Joshy. So Josh. So I'm not saying for sure. I mean, you could be a female, but I'm just gonna go with that you're male, and that let's just say that you're a husband. Let's say that you have a wife. Your wife has, you know, she's just given birth to a baby, and now this baby must be fed through the night. Is that not work? Is that not? She's losing sleep. She's up with the baby. You get to sleep your 8 fucking hours in the night, and then you get to go to work for 8 hours, and your wife. Oh, he says that's work. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do not see, oh, well, he has to go to work. He needs the 8 hours of sleep. Bitch, what happens if I haven't slept enough and I have kids and now they're in the bath? What happens if they drown because I fell asleep while I'm sitting there watching them fucking playing bubbles? What happens if, like, I fall asleep while my baby is nursing because I'm still nursing. My baby is still nursing. So, like, a lot of people don't see that. Sorry, this book is hit so close to home. Everybody, my close people know that, and so I mean, this obviously, I mean,
CJ
going
and
out
I
on a limb
discussed
to really
it
say
too,
these things.
before we had kids together the second time. So when I met him, everybody knows, like, he already had a 2-year-old who's basically sleeping through the night at this point. So we didn't have to worry about that when I met him. But I was a baby. He kind of still was a baby too, and we had a baby kind of together just by happenstance. So then 12 years later or 10 years later, when we decided that we wanted to adopt together, we did discuss, like, how is this going to go? Because if I'm expected to be at home and functioning all day long for this child, how am I going to be able to do that if I can't sleep at night? And CJ was like, no, I'm already used to, he was used to getting up all night for our oldest. He took care of him all night. He got up every hour, 2 hours, whenever. He took care of him day and night. He was the full-time parent, even while his ex was still in the home. And so for the first 9 months, CJ did it all by himself, even though she was there. He did all the nighttime stuff. And I was like, hey, look, this time around, you have someone to share that with. But that also means that I do. I've never had a baby, but I'm going to share this shit because I'm not going to be crazy and fucked up and unable to function the next day. And I want you to see what it's like to get to be a parent and have shared responsibility for your child. So when we started doing it together, it was immediately shared. Literally night one. The night that Leo came, I couldn't sleep because I was too excited. But I mean, I sat there and stared at him all night and he was like, go to sleep. Like, you need to go to sleep. There's going to be a point when he stops being cute.
Shit, you should have slept. You should have slept.
I didn't that night. And it was okay because he was still in that like newborn.
4 days, yes.
It was like about 4 days. But then the worst of it kicked in 2 weeks. So I got that like first few days and I was like, okay, now I need to actually start sleeping. And he's like, that's fine. But we literally took turns. We took turns and he did it the whole time. And he does believe that bringing up kids is just as hard, if not harder, than working a 9 to 5. So, because he's also done the all night stuff by himself. When the girls were little, I worked outside the home and it was a break. I got to be an actual human being. See, not everyone thinks of that as a break. Some people would be like, that's not a fucking break. It's a job. And they get so mad at you for saying that, but good for you, bitch.
Listen, I absolutely feel the same way because like when I had my first, I was 20 and I still lived at home and like her biological dad was not exactly in the picture. But my mom was there and my sister was there and all of my friends were there. And I went back to school when she was like 5 months old.
Yeah.
About 5 months old. And it was a break, but then I had to come home and I had to pump and like, the whole thing because she was still nursing at that point. And it was so nice to be able to step away and do something for me. But I was also doing something for us. I was going back to school. I was trying to get a better job that would be like more long term for us. It was me and her, right? And so I definitely feel like Caitlin, I fucking get it. Because fuck, throughout the night, all day, with no break. I mean, I don't think I could go back to work now, guys. Like, I feel like, when can I go see my baby? Can I take a break to see my baby? Because I say baby, but they're like almost 2, 8, and 12. But even still, like, absolutely, like, just to be able to, like, only have to take care of yourself. Like, literally, you're taking care of you. You're doing your job. You're getting dressed, though.
You know what that is? That's the fucking retreat. Not that Desiree gets to yet. Next year, maybe Desiree will be able to.
No, mom's going. So
yeah,
so
you'll actually get.
I'm so excited, but
have a fucking blast this time, and you don't have to,
he's gonna be with his other mama. It'll be fine.
Yeah, we're not gonna have a problem. But the thing is like retreat is kind of like that for me, where I'm like, oh my god, I get to just like wake up and like I don't have to like answer questions, and I don't have to like, hey, did you wipe good enough? Like I don't have to do that. I'm not gonna ask any one of you that on retreat. I promise.
I mean, maybe you should. I'm not sure. It sounds like Ashley Tennant, are you here?
Bumps in the hot tub. Did you wipe good enough? No, I'm not gonna.
No, girl. You might need to go do a rinse before you get in.
That's what I'm saying. Like it feels weird, like when every part of you is for them.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't have to. Like you're away. You literally can't even. And you're like, this feels weird. What am I gonna do? Like, what am I gonna do with myself?
You like look around for them.
You look around for shit and you swear you hear them too. You're like, I fucking heard them. I know they're not here. They're states away.
The shower. When you're in the shower.
Always in the shower. Who's crying? Nobody's crying. Go finish.
I will literally pull up my fucking house camera and find out.
Dude.
Yeah, I will.
And I'll stop the shower and I'll be like, okay.
No, I'll yell through the camera, who's crying? No one.
I'll open the door.
Take a
CJ,
shower.
is everything okay? And he's like, everything's fine. I don't know what you're doing, but like, take your shower. I'm trying to keep them busy so
Then
you can.
somebody's got to put white noise on, so I can't hear them.
CJ will like try and keep them busy and shit, and like play games and do whatever the fuck they want, just so that I can fucking chill, which is amazing. I know. I'm
I
lucky.
didn't see this.
I get it.
Listen,
I get
I've
up,
never
change
had
diapers,
this.
bring the baby back so I could nurse, get me water.
My mom.
Do they sell these kind of partners?
I don't know, but my mom was the best, especially when I had Ben and even Avery and like Lily. Like my mom was great. My
I
mom
think
was
the village
great.
is great anyway. Any chance that you get that somebody's like, it's cool, I got it, just chill, go here's some food. Chill.
Yeah, I should have moved my mom and my sister in after Odin. You're right. Mm. Yeah.
Oh, I may have never given birth, but I did most of the work with my kids. Yeah, in the beginning, yeah. Oh, it's important to be there anyway, and I don't think that that needs to be like a divided thing. Like, it doesn't need to be like just the wife who's there. Like, it's super. It's super important for both parents to be able to like form that bond, especially like from the get-go. So
I remember we were one of the girls. I was living in Nara, at one of those like baby places that you take them. Am I sounding weird?
no.
Oh,
Just close, that's all.
Oh, the cat shifted it. I don't know if she messed with something. But I remember Houston went to go change in Nara, and there's several women there, and they're like, do you know what you're doing? And he was so weirded out by that question. He was like, yeah, I'm just changing her diaper. But it was foreign to these women.
That's sad.
Oh, he wasn't like doing something weird where they were like,
No.
the diaper
He
on
just
backwards.
assumed he didn't know what to do.
Okay.
They just assumed he
Yeah.
didn't know what to do. And he's like, fuck that. I got this shit. You're fine. Let me be. Let me do it. Oh my God.
That is so
He
funny.
said, dude, no.
Oh my God.
I was trying to pop it up. I don't know how I got one. I feel like he's good karma for surviving my first. Oh, yes, you're right, bitch. Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get. You got to have a really shitty one first, and then you get a goodie. Okay, but I didn't. Although I can say for sure that mainly the people that I dated prior to CJ were pretty terrible. I don't know how they ended up after me, if they ever fucking grew up. I hope some woman is not having to deal with their bullshit as it was. I hope they grew from our relationships. But I'm really glad that I got out of those because they were not good, not safe, not happy, not loving, not secure, none of it. Just like always volatile. So I guess that's what happens when you try to like, maybe it's like, seeking what you didn't have. Like our dad was not in the picture for most of our life. So maybe I was just trying to like seek someone who would be there. And then, when you're young and dumb and you just kind of pick somebody, sometimes they're not the right person. So I got really lucky that Desiree introduced me to CJ.
I only knew him because of Anna.
It doesn't matter. You introduced me and it was on purpose. But when mine is too quiet, I'm like, come here. I need to see your face. Dude, that's what I do. I'm like, nope, come here. I need to see you. And I got that sneaky girl who doesn't want to show up. She'd be like, no, because if I see you, if you see me, you're going to see what I'm doing. She will always show up with like hands behind her back, kind of creeping around a corner. She'd be like, what? Projectile shit on and literally ran out of the room. CJ and I went through this with Leo. It was when CJ was changing his diaper. This poor baby, like, was just going through the worst of the stomach stuff. And CJ opened his diaper and it literally released pressure. And he shat from the window to the wall to the floor. We literally joke about that song all the time. But no joke, we have a photo of like diarrhea on our ceiling all the way down to our carpet. Poor baby. And it was all over CJ. He was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm over there laughing so hard I'm in tears that eventually he like got over like being angry about it, but it was pretty disgusting. He, however, did not run away. I would have killed him. He would have never had to change another diaper again.
This was our first time out in public when I had Ben, and I'm sitting in the car, and I opened up the diaper, and it literally exploded at me. This is me opening it, and it went, boom.
And
Oh
then
my God. And I'm laughing because Emilio's recording, and it was just, wow.
oh my God. It was her first poop and I was starting to get worried. So I was like, oh, this is great. And he's like, bye, bitch. Fuck this.
It's not great.
No. Hello. Welcome to the world, little ones. That's his experience. And you're like, this is great. Thank you for taking care of that. Oh my God, Jessica, you got yelled after the boys sleeping on you. Both my babies slept on us. That was how they would sleep.
It's my kids.
On our chest, like they could not sleep if they were not here. And I didn't have them either. So, bitch, I get it. Sometimes they just need to be that close. And CJ was hot as fuck. So I think that was why. Like his body was like always fucking radiating like a heater. So I totally understood why the kids slept like way better on him than they did with me. Because he was
motherfucker.
really fucking warm. And they would just like, boom, and they'd stay. He'd be like, come on, it's time to wake up for the things. And I'm like, no, don't wake them up for the things. Close my eyes. But I could feel every move. Exactly. Close your fucking eyes. Sleep. They'll be fine. I mean, I did we propped pillows on either side of us when it was our turn. So their arms could be like this around the baby so that he could sleep. There was no chance he could roll. He couldn't move. He couldn't do anything. He was fine. Safe. So was she. So were all the other babies. Mine is sleeping on me right now. Yeah.
And Odin still climbs on my chest to nurse and fall asleep. And when I'm laid on my back and he's nursing in the middle of the night.
Hey, look, I can't do shit because my 9-year-old still crawls between us once in a while in bed. I mean, I would say once in a while. He's trying to stay in his bed all night because I don't know, he's trying to earn money. He was like, hey, will you give me $1 if I stay in my bed all night? Yeah. We will. So he's trying to earn money for this retro arcade game, like a legit arcade machine. But anyway, so it's weird when he doesn't come in, but he still will wake up in the middle of the night. It's usually around 1 or 2 a.m. and he just comes in bed. And he lays in between us and he just tucks his hands under me.
Listen, Ben sleeps in his bed every night.
His bed is attached to your bed.
His bed is right next to my bed.
That is attached to your bed.
His bed is right next to my bed.
We used to bring cots in and stuff for the kids. Hey, let's just leave a little pop-up cot next to our bed. We could pop it up in the middle of the night if they come in. But I think they outgrew it. I think Leo's too long for it now.
I was going to say Bella.
He hated it anyway because he didn't like the feeling of the blanket. Just the sensory processing. And then we tried to change the blanket. That was fine. And then he decided he needed just the sleeping bag that was really cold. It's just, how sometimes kids need very specific things. Oh, it was in your big chair.
Listen, my 12-year-old stopped sleeping in my bed. What month are we in? 9 months ago, maybe 8 months ago, right before she turned 12. So,
see, look,
if she wants to climb in, I'm gonna let her. I'm gonna scooch over and make space.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
When Emilio went out of town sometime last year, he took Ben with him, and it was him, Ben, and Mason, and he took him because they were going to a hotel, and it's Ben's favorite thing. And so me and the girls had a sleepover in my room, and we stayed in bed and ate food and ate snacks, and I put a TV in there because I didn't originally have a TV in there, and we all cuddled up in my bed and went to sleep. That was my 18-year-old, and at the time my 11-year-old. So, and the baby. Listen, I'm down. You cuddle up. Listen, I have gone to Tasha's house, not in a long time because I have my babies with us now, but I used to go to Tasha's house, and she would scooch over in her bed, and I would cuddle up next to her. She'd be the CJ, Tosh had to sleep in the bitch spot in the middle, and monkey in the middle, and then I'd be on the other end. Everything was very comfortable. Their mattress was so nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. Tosh came and slept at my house. How many years ago was that? 7?
I don't know.
We had the king, the queen, and I think a toddler bed. And so she came with Leo. Was Bella there too, or just Leo?
Leo.
And
I was born.
2017.
It was before we knew Bella was born.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and so we all cuddled up in my room. Manuel was deployed. Fuck yeah. Family beds. That's where it's at.
Well, and my
They'll leave
thing.
when they're ready.
Well, my thing too is like, I don't like to sleep alone either. You know,
Why should they? They don't want to.
I don't.
Mm-mm.
I mean, sometimes I'm like, okay, like you need to fall asleep in your bed or whatever. But when, you know, it depends.
Yeah.
But
We have them fall asleep in their room, but if they get up, I'm not gonna fucking say shit. I'll scoot
Yeah.
up. Thanks.
See,
There are
that's the thing,
some-
is they do talk about that, where
Mhm.
like, you know, even as adults, we don't self-soothe
Yeah.
and sleep alone. We literally have our partner, and we're expecting our kids to behave in a way that we don't even behave
Is that-
in.
yeah.
And so what the fuck? So nah, my kids are gonna leave me one day and move out and whatever. You can sleep in my bed.
This is, and then
Scoot
in our and
over.
Coco,
Just scoot
I'll
over.
find them
Thank you.
every so often, like Coco, like in
That's
bed, like
cute.
they share.
I wish my
The
The
girls
girls
would
will hop in together.
Yeah.
Aww.
And
Leo
at
is
first I was
like,
like,
she's near me. I can't sit on the same couch cushion as her. And I'm like,
That's Ben. That's Ben.
I hate you right now.
well,
That's
they'll
fine.
fight, and then at nighttime it's like, can I go by you?
No, he will not like sleep near her. He hates it.
Buddy.
They both come in our bed. We got to put like a cushion between them.
That's cute.
He's so dramatic. He's like, she's touching my pillow.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
You're both in
This
our
is so
bed.
funny.
I don't give a shit at this point.
This would be me and Tosh, and
Her husband slept on the couch. I love that. Yeah. Like Des was here before CJ. CJ just knows. He's like, it's fine.
yeah, but CJ and I are we're definitely
Yeah.
brother and sister. Like
You
it
really
doesn't
are.
matter.
Yeah.
That's
you
my
really
brother, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
love him. So, well, we're almost up here, guys. I was gonna have us possibly start our keychains because it's gonna take a bit. I don't know if anybody attempted it yet, or if the YouTube video was confusing because it was very confusing. It took me 3 days.
Forgot to watch it. And I thought about doing it the other day and I was like, oh no, I actually have stuff I have to do for the August box. So I don't get to have fun yet.
Yeah.
Everybody's here. Another playlist question, super easy one. Which song on the playlist was written for the singer's child to help them during their parents' divorce?
Should we pull it up? Should we pull up the
Ring my
playlist?
bell.
What is that? Anita Ward, I think. Anita Ward.
Howl.
A little oops. Need to get that out of the way. Howl. Oh my god, Florence and the Machine. I love Florence and the Machine. Good old Flo.
Rainbow Connection.
Rainbow Connection. So Rainbow Connection is going to come up later in our reading, I think. But it's a good one when it does. So it's not Rainbow Connection.
Back up.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
Hey,
Rude, is it?
Jude.
Hey Jude. That's exactly it. By the Beatles. That motherfucker. So he wrote it for his son. It was originally, I think, going to be called like Hey Jules for his child. Anyway, when he was leaving his son's mom for Yoko, I think, for another person. But it was just a song that was supposed to help comfort him during his parents' divorce.
I don't think I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I didn't know that growing up, but I always liked the song Hey Jude.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out about it and I was like,
But
the song is to tell him like it'll be okay. Like you can still move on. You can still live your life. You can still grow. You can still do things. Like you'll be fine. Even though this happened. So Hey Jude.
I see.
Oh,
Eric
Paul Russell
King's saying it.
Johnson. Thank you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go. I didn't know that it was Paul who wrote it.
Huh.
There you go. Of course it's fucking Paul. Fucking John.
Everything is fucking.
It's this book, dude. How many times does she say fuck? I love her for it. In this book, every time she says fuck, I'm like, I like her more and more. How many fucks do I have? How many fucks do he have? He didn't have any fucks. Am I the only one with fucks? I was like,
giving all the fucks today.
Give all the fucks. Oh, I was dying. I was like, this is great. Give all the fucks. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm.
So what are we reading for next week?
All right. So it is chapters 99 through 153.
Okay.
And we'll get the actual titles because that makes a difference too. The next one will be the play through an offering.
An offering.
Play through an offering.
So she had there was one titled An Offering before.
So she's reusing a lot of her titles because I think that what she says about them then
transfers again.
Transfers, yeah. Yeah. The information translates a second time, but with new or updated information, maybe. So, anyway. All right, bitches. So, everyone have a wonderful week.
Mm-hmm. Don't
be too hot out there. Don't go running around Palm Springs for no reason. Everybody go do some doom scrolling.
Yeah. Good night for that.
Spend the rest of your evening
doom scrolling. That's funny.
Yeah. Spend the rest of your evening doom scrolling. Go find a funny TikTok and share it with me. I like those. Desiree sends thousands.
The other day, I had on one social media about 18. It was only like an hour? An hour, you said?
Get on a roll. Look, it's your fault. You created a monster. I wasn't doing this before you made me. Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of courage.
Anyway.
All right.
We will see you next week. Keep listening to that playlist. Good night, bitches.
Bye.
Bye.